Welcome to this edition of Video Drone by DIY3DTech.com. In this episode, we got in the UPair One. Now, you might have seen in the previous episode or so, had a little bit of issue with the Xiaomi X8 doing a bit of a flyaway on me, so I had to do the walk of shame back to the old car after that. But as soon as I got home, I ordered this. A couple of things, and I'm going to do a bit of an unboxing here, but I also want to do a bit of a quick discussion why I picked the UPair One versus, say, something like the Phantom 3 Standard. But just on the surface, one of the big things I want to hit here is one of the big reasons I got this auto return. I think that's a huge benefit, is having auto return. Now, you know, the Xiaomi X8, I mean, it's a fun quadcopter. I mean, I paid like 60, 70 bucks for it. I still have the remote control. I've actually ordered the parts. I'm going to build another one, and I'll do a bit of a series on that from the ground up. And I think the parts I ordered are like about $30. So you really can't compare the two. I mean, the Xiaomi is a fraction of what this costs, and this is actually a fraction of, you know, if you were to look at something like the Phantom 4, because this has got auto return, accurate positioning, it's got GPS, it's got FPV, first person viewing, and it's got auto balance. So, well, they technically all have auto balance with the gyros. But it's got a gimbal. Now, I did get the 2.7K, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but let's go ahead and open this up, because I'm really interested to see what's inside too. So this came actually within 2 boxes, so I bought it from Amazon. I'll have links below. Also, there'll be a link up in the card box for this. One of the things I do like buying a lot of stuff like this from Amazon, because if there's a problem, Amazon is just so great with returns, versus buying it from, you know, like Banggood or somebody else, which is, you know, you pretty much is a one-way street. Trying to return it is pretty difficult. So, wow, here's what we got. So, we got all this. Let me just make sure I'm getting it in, because the box is a little bit big for my bench. So, we have a product certification in Mandarin and partly, so www.g10drone.com. So that's great. Got a packing list and quality control. We got some kind of instructions here in half Mandarin. And we have UPair One instruction book. Very cool. And the obligatory cardboard packaging. Now something seems to be stuck. So here we go. So everything seems to be right up. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I'll probably knock some lights over or something. So here we go. So we have the UPair. So here's the actual quadcopter itself. Looks like the battery's already in it, already partially charged. The gimbal seems to have this plastic or foam protector on it. Here's the remote control with the LCD screen on it. Everything, knock on wood, looks like it's in good shape. Just very happy about. The control feels actually pretty good. I should probably wait on doing some of this stuff till I read the instructions. So, very much looking forward to this. And now this was one of the little bit of the reason for going with the UPair. Also, is that it comes with the screen. Now this is a rather small screen. I think it's about 7 inches. Hang on, let's double check. So let's double check. So. Yep, that's about a 7-inch diagonal screen, or about about 18 centimeters or 180 millimeters for my metric friends. This control unit is a little short of 8 inches, about 7.5 inches, or about 19 centimeters. The weight on it is actually pretty good. So I'm going to set the controller to the side for a minute. So the size on this, it's about 16 inches or about 40 centimeters across from end to end. I'm not sure if I'm getting that in there, so I'll say that. It has the brushless motors, which is a nice feature. Comes with 2 sets of props. Well, actually, 1 set of props and looks like 2 extras. Now, one of the things I thought when I ordered this, they were supposed to, maybe they'll ship in a second container. They're supposed to send an extra set of props under whatever special post-Christmas special that I got. Looks like some extra mounts for the gimbal, rubbery mounts. Power cord, charger. Now the one thing I read is definitely charge the battery and the remote control charger at 2 separate times. Now you'll notice this is the strange plug configuration here for the UpAir. This was one of my other deciding factors in buying the UpAir. Is one of the things I find a little bit obscene. I think sort of when you get into this class of quadcopter, this becomes sort of the ink and the inkjet printer, if you will. So because for this battery, to get a replacement of this battery, which doesn't want to come out, is about $100, whether it's a DJI or this one. And the one thing is, watching Cruise Roy's channel, you know, he's adapted standard LiPo batteries to this and 3D printed a cover that goes on here. And he sticks 2 regular LiPo batteries in here and then has come up with just a standard adapter to plug this in. I don't want to force that. I guess I better read the instructions how that comes out. I just assume that this pulls out. Because you see these pins and you see these 2 pins here. This is the important piece because these are just standard clips. So you can go to an auto parts style store and you can buy clips. Just make sure you get the polarity correct on this. However, you see the large battery case area. I don't think I've got any of the SEMA batteries here. I wish I did. Let me get a SEMA battery and I'll show you what I'm getting at. So what I'm getting at is here I have 2 of the SEMA batteries now. These are both 2500 milliampere batteries, and this is a basically 5400 milliamp battery. And so one of the things to note is you can slide these in here, and there's tons of room in here for these batteries. So this is generating 15 or 5,000 milliamps of power. Now I can't use these 2 particular batteries. I'm just using these as an example. I think these are 7.4 volt batteries, and this is 11.1. But there are a series of batteries like that Cruise Roy has shown how to adapt to this. So that's the one piece that I like about this, because you know, $100 for a battery, that's kind of steep. And now it is a smart battery, so as you can see here, so that's kind of cool. So I really like that idea. I'm going to take this, set that outside here. So I like the idea. So let's remove this. The other pieces that I like, I should probably read the instructions before doing this, but I guess it's not a proper unboxing. So now it's got a 2-axis gimbal. So I think there's actually a 3 on the Phantom 3. I'm not sure. So we can contain the motion in this orientation and this orientation, but it won't do this orientation. So if the quadcopter goes like this, you know, your video is going to jiggle. But you know, from jelloing effect going like this, you know, to rocking like this, you'll have a pretty stable image, which is okay, I think, for general purpose of what I'm going to use it for. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, there's some kind of pin in here. That's probably some sort of safety pin, pardon the pun. So in case this comes off, this doesn't fall on somebody's head from 300 feet. So anyways, part of also what I wanted to talk about was the 2.7 camera. So now, again, this is my understanding, and I might be corrected once I read the instructions, but my understanding that this 2.7K camera can shoot a 1080p video. Now, something to think about. When you're shooting video, and especially uploading to YouTube, I upload 720p video to YouTube. So this, which can shoot natively at 720p, but it can also go 1080p. So the more pixels you have, the better, no doubt about it. But for general use, especially because there's about a $50 price difference between the two. And so I went with this because I'd be able to modify this in the future. If I want to change this gimbal out, I can put my own camera and I can change this around. And that's really the basis of why I bought this over the Phantom 3. Standard is hackability. Again, I watched Cruise Roy and a couple other folks out there, and they've modified the heck out of their up airs. And I think that's one of the key pieces, and I want to do some modifications to this. So I thought this was a good way to go. And I didn't see a big reason spending an extra $50 when I'm probably going to change out the camera in the future anyway. So, and some of the electronics and that kind of stuff. So that's why I went this route. I also believe that and I could stand to be corrected on this, that this has a further distance rating than the Phantom 3 Standard. So, you know, again, I thought for $300 this was a good way to go. And also, that puts me another $50 closer to buying another battery. Because I don't want to invest a ton of money in this now, because if I'm going to invest a ton of money, I'm going to probably go a Mavic or something like that, and I probably will in the future go a Mavic, but I want to get definitely some more time under my belt, because I tell you what, you know, so a $70 quadcopter flies away and falls into the water is one thing, but you know, $300 quadcopter flies away, falls into the water is another, and $1,000 quadcopter flies away, falls in the water, that's yet a third topic. So again, I want to keep it in perspective, because I kind of look at drones a little bit like the stock market. If you can't afford to lose, you can't afford to play. So again, I want to keep things at least within perspective as I'm learning this, because again, you know, very new to the hobby and everything. I think it's a fantastic hobby, very interesting. I think there's a lot of cool things, and I want to explore some of those cool things, especially as we move on to summertime. So that's the basic unboxing. I think, you know, other folks have seen this. I don't want to get into too much stuff. One of the biggest things is the gimbal lock. It doesn't come with a gimbal lock, which is kind of crazy. So if you guys know of a good 3D printable gimbal lock out there, hey, let me know in the comments below, because I want to print it out for this. So it's kind of cold here in Michigan right now. The weather's not so great, so it'll probably be a little bit before you see me take this out and fly it. I do want to do some winter flight tests on this to see what it's all about, and I'll share that with you guys. So kind of stay tuned. Also, if you have any feedback for me about the up air, maybe you have one, or your thoughts, you know, let me know in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly, and different, and we'll go from there. If you have some questions or something you'd like to see particularly about this quadcopter, also let me know. I'd be happy to oblige. So anyways, hopefully you found this little bit of rambling interesting, why I made the decision. Maybe you're on the fence post-Christmas thinking about a quad, and you're kind of going back and forth with different decisions to make about, you know, this versus the Phantom 3. Because I got to tell you guys, it really was a hard decision, this between the Phantom 3 Standard. Hackability won out over this one. The $100 and the hackability definitely put it over the top. If I wasn't going to hack it, I probably would have went the extra 100 and did the Phantom 3, but I'm going to hack this. This is what this channel is sort of all about. So anyways, hopefully you found this interesting. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Again, I'll put the links for this below if you're interested in getting one. It helps out the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Button will come up over there, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.